Hello, this is Jenny Clark with Solvability, and today's What's Up with Mitch episode. I'm going to be talking about something that people ask all the time. How do I know that my subcontractors bring me value? Great question. So, Mitch is my imaginary federal contractor client that is talking to me about different business issues. Some of them are financial, and some of them are more strategic. And what we're always trying to do is figure out who else do we need to get involved to get the best answer to that question. So, this one about my subcontractors bringing value, it's really all over the place because they bring past performance, they help you manage your workload. They are usually, because you're paying a sub a markup and then some profit, they're usually pretty standard type of cost. You don't have to manage them. The other company's managing it for you. Those are some of the questions that Mitch was bringing up. So Mitch is a bottom line kind of guy. He says, I just want it all to work. Here's the questions he's asking. Do my subs ever make me look bad? Well, yeah, I think they could. If you're concerned about your subs and you think they might be going behind your back, or they might be stealing your employees, or they might be saying bad things about you, those subs could make you look bad. And so sometimes the people that you made the deal with, that are the people that you met with to say, we'd like to do business with your company, are not the same people that are showing up for work representing you with your customer. So definitely want to have some kind of evaluation process for your subcontractors internally so that you really know where things are, and feel like you're managing those subcontracts. Are my subs working with me or against me? Well, we're all frenemies in the federal contracting world. And so you have to have subcontracts that sometimes they're going to be a prime and sometimes you're going to be the sub, or vice versa. You're going to have times where you're on the same team and other times you're competing against each other. So yes, you have to protect yourself and you have to be aware of what's going on, and you have to make sure that there's not a lot of information flowing back and forth that you don't want to have going back and forth. Are we having to hold up our billings waiting on the subs bills? This one is something that most company executives have no idea is going on. Maybe your bill to the government is supposed to go out by the 5th of the month, and you as a company have your payroll cut off on the 31st, the last day of the month, and you can produce a billing without any effort to make it by the 5th of the month, but you find out that your bill's not going out to the 8th or the 10th, and you find out why. You ask, and they say, well, we have to wait for our company to send us their invoice. It's always late and it's usually wrong. How much is that costing you? And are you obligated to hold up your invoice that covers your payroll until that sub gets it right? Sometimes you're kind of stuck because the contracting officer, whoever is administering the contract, or whoever has to approve your contract, your invoice, says, I want all the reporting together. I don't want any of these stragglers. And you're going to have to really sit down with the subs and find out what's going on and what's happening that's creating these bottlenecks in their billing system that make it impossible for them to provide that to you. And that's why a lot of companies have almost the program managers working behind the scenes to provide the information so these billings can be created. Nobody wants to estimate a bill in order to send it in to the government customer, but that is called an accrual, and sometimes we have to do that to make sure everything's okay. Other times in large settings, what they'll do is have everybody submit their time on one system and it's consolidated by the prime. Does the sub have the resources, knowledge, and infrastructure to execute this project with us? You know, you're starting to work with a company that's fairly new. They seem to know what they're doing. You've got them started, everybody signed up, and then you start to execute the contract, and you're realizing that they don't understand some of the terms you're using. They aren't providing what you need. They don't understand what a cathedral is. They keep asking you what a CLIN is. And you really want to say, wait a minute, this is not what I thought we signed up with. How are we going to get this straight? It's not just the people that are doing the work, it's also the people in the back office. Do they know what they're doing? Are they communicating? Are they giving you what you need? Those are some things that you want to take into account. The last one is, could my sub cause legal problems for you? Sure, they could. You've got a lot of liability. Some of your liability insurance needs to cover your subcontractors. I've heard of crazy things happening, like a subcontractor was told never to go up to the top of the tower, but he went up to the top of the tower on his break and he fell. And so the liability ended up being going back to the prime contractor. Everything they thought they should have been doing was being done, and then this happened. So yes, you could have legal problems as a result of that sub. So those are just some things to be taking into account as you're making your decisions. So Mitch is unstoppable. Are you unstoppable? You know where you want to go. Solvability can help you get there with the cost and pricing intelligence you need to accelerate and scale your business. The best way to get started, most of our clients start with our free wrap rate calculator. Simple spreadsheet explains how overhead and G&A and fee work to take it from a pay rate to a billing rate. We also show you how to calculate it the other way when your prime says, hey, here's your billing rate. And you have to figure out how you're going to hire somebody, how much you can afford to pay somebody for that position that they're allowing you to fill. You can get this wrap rate calculator by going to our website, solvability.com. That's S as in Sam, OLV as in Victor, and the word ability.com. You could also, by the way, if you've got something more complicated, more urgent, you'd like to talk to me about it, love to talk to you, just text me. Text my mobile number, which is 256-882-6276. Text me your name, your company name, and your urgent issue, and I'd be glad to set up a call and talk to you a little bit about that.